Hey guys, Heather Hooker here from thefitmomtribe.com, and I want to talk about intermittent fasting. It's something that really works well hand in hand with the ketogenic, low carb, high fat lifestyle. And if you're already following the low carb, high fat lifestyle, adding this in can really accelerate your personal fat loss results. So first of all, what it's not is it's not eating. It's not the same as anorexia. You're not going to drastically cut your calories. You're actually still going to be eating the same amount of calories. I've even heard it referred to as the 8-hour abs diet. Not because you're going to do it and you're going to have abs 8 hours later, but because it's just so helpful to let your body go through this fasting state so that it can tap into the fat that you have stored and use that fat as fuel. So what fasting is something that all kinds of countries and religions, most everything has some sort of fasting. It goes back hundreds, probably thousands of years, but every time you do, people who practice Lent and they fast from something, I know that there are certain religions who fast for a whole month and they don't eat during the day and they only eat at night. So it's definitely something that's happened that's not new. And it's something that you do every day and you probably don't even know it. So whenever you eat your last snack before you go to sleep, and then you go to sleep and you don't eat all night long, that's your fast. That's why when you wake up in the morning, the first meal that you eat is called breakfast, which is breaking your fast. So what you can do with intermittent fasting, and a way to add it in, is to just move that first meal back a little bit and then move the time that you have your last meal up a little bit. So the most popular one is called the 16-8 fast. And that's where you eat for an 8-hour window every day, and then you fast for the 16 hours. That is a pretty easy one to get started. So for instance, you could have your first meal at noon. You're still going to have 3 meals. You're still going to eat the same amount of calories. You're just going to space them closer together. So your first meal at noon, then you have another meal around 3 o'clock, and then you start your last meal around 7:15, so that you finish up at 8 o'clock. And then at 8 o'clock, you're done. You don't eat anything else. Now, for me personally, I've always had this, like the nighttime munchies. Like I really like to lay down after my kids go to sleep. Some people drink wine. I like to lay in the bed and watch trashy TV and snack and eat snacks. So for me to have this in my brain that I'm only going to eat from this time to this time, and to have a definite cutoff point, definitely helps me to overcome those nighttime munchies. And I'll also say that the further you go into the low carb, high fat lifestyle, the easier this is going to be. Because you're getting so many of your calories from fat, you're going to be fuller. You're just going to be more satisfied because the calories from fat are just more satisfying. They're more filling. So you're not going to be as hungry as somebody who's eating carbs at every meal. It's going to be easier for you to transition to this the longer you do the high fat, low carb. So that's one example. You can move your 8-hour window however you want to. So if you're somebody who wants to eat earlier in the day, you start at 11, you end at 7. But what that's going to allow your body to do is to burn all of the food that you're eating, burn off that fuel, and then tap into your stored fat, which is where you really want, if you have a weight loss goal, a fat loss goal, if you are trying to work on your body composition, get rid of fat, build more lean muscle, if you want that toned look, you're going to have to burn more fat. So this is one way of sort of tricking your body into burning that fat without having to eat less calories. Like I said before, you're eating the same as before. So you're not going to be starving. You're actually going to be full and satisfied and happy, but your body's still going to have enough time to burn all of that and then burn the fat that you have stored. So if you think about like the cavemen, like, paleo is a big thing. Keto is not so far from paleo. But if you think about how we were designed 1,000 years ago, we were not designed to eat all day long. We weren't designed to eat according to a timer, eat every 3 hours. We were designed to be able to function where it was feast or famine. So you would eat and then you wouldn't eat until you caught something else. So that's why this really does work well for you, even if you're like me and you've never experienced this before. You'll be amazed at how easy it is and how good you feel once you start doing it. The other thing is you can Google search the benefits of fasting. There are so many benefits to it. It allows you to let your body and your digestion reset instead of constantly working and never getting a break. And I think that we're just like our electronics. Sometimes our electronics just need a reboot. We have to turn them off and turn them back on for them to start working right. And that's something that so many of us forget to do to our own bodies, which is the most incredible machine that any of us have access to. So this allows you to let your body reset, reboot, and you're actually going to start feeling really, really good. As you continue on to this intermittent fasting journey, you can shorten your eating window. So the longer you go, the more full you're going to be, the less you're going to be looking forward to your next meal. You're actually not even going to be thinking about your next meal because you're just going to be full. You're not going to have those cravings popping up. You're not going to have your stomach rumbling. As your body adjusts to this lifestyle, it actually gets easier and easier, which is one of the main benefits of it. But you can shorten your window. So say 16:8 is really easy for you, then you go 17:7. And you can adjust your window that way so that you continue to get benefits and results as you push your body a little bit closer towards your goal. So I hope that this helps. I hope that you will at least try this and just feel what it feels like. Like I said before, it is definitely helpful for me mentally to have a end time that I eat. And I know that, I'm not going to be starving because I still eat 3 meals. You can have anything during that fasting window that is less than 50 calories. So you can have coffee, you can have some bone broth, you can add a little bit of heavy whipping cream to your coffee. You just have to measure it. So things like that. Anything that's less than 50 calories won't break your fast. Anything over that is going to break your fast. So I hope this helps. Thanks.